If your mornings feel rushed and your mind's already spinning, you're not just tired, you're out of alignment. That constant morning anxiety, it's not just a mood, it's momentum killing. When your first thoughts are stress and pressure, you carry that energy into every decision, every task, every interaction, but it doesn't have to be that way. Starting your day with calm clarity and intention shifts everything. Suddenly, your mind is clear. You're not reacting, you're leading. You move with focus, with purpose. And that's when the real wins happen. Not in the chaos, but in the calm before it. In just a few moments, you'll learn how to design a calm, intentional morning, one that clears your mind, centers your focus, and sets the tone for a successful day. 1. Awakening to purpose. Every sunrise offers a powerful choice. Either rise with purpose or drift aimlessly. This choice, though seemingly small, determines the trajectory of your entire day and, by extension, your entire life. Long before the world awakens, before the distractions take over, a sacred space exists. It is in this silence that successful minds like Andrew Carnegie found their greatest power. Mr. Carnegie, a titan of industry, understood something that many overlook. Your mornings define your destiny. He did not stumble into wealth or success. He crafted it, moment by moment, beginning with the very first hour of each day. To him, each morning was not simply the start of another 24 hours, but the opening scene of a masterpiece yet to be painted. He woke with purpose, not out of habit. He rose with a vision, not with confusion. He understood that how you begin determines how you will finish. Your first waking hour is the rudder of your life's ship. Let that sink in. Before the sun kisses the earth, before meetings are scheduled, you are presented with a sacred moment, a blank page. In that moment, you must choose. Will you allow the day to define you, or will you define the day? Those who rise aimlessly, with no direction, become victims of circumstance. Their mood depends on the weather, the news, or someone else's agenda. They are tossed like a leaf in the wind, hoping that something good might happen, but never steering toward anything specific. They wake up late, rush through routines, and wonder why their lives feel out of control. But those who rise with intention, they are different. They treat the morning as a sacred ritual. They meditate, visualize, journal, plan. They remind themselves of their why, of the fire that fuels them. They do not wake up to escape sleep. They wake up to chase their vision. They know precisely where they are going because they've already been there in their minds before their feet touched the ground. Clarity is power, and clarity is born in the quiet of the morning. When the world is still asleep and your thoughts are undisturbed, you can hear your inner voice, the one that whispers truth, the one that remembers your dreams. In this hour, you reconnect with your deepest self, away from the masks and expectations the world throws upon you. Mr. Carnegie's mornings were not filled with distractions. They were filled with determination. He didn't wake up reacting to the world. He woke up to create his world. That's what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. A life of greatness is not made in grand moments, but in small, consistent choices. And the most important of those choices is how you start your day. So ask yourself, what are your mornings saying about your life? Are they chaotic, rushed, and directionless? Or are they calm, focused, and filled with purpose? Don't wait for inspiration to find you. Design your mornings in a way that you become your own inspiration. Before you get out of bed tomorrow, pause. Close your eyes. Picture your ideal day. See yourself moving with power, speaking with clarity, acting with confidence. Feel the energy of your dreams pulling you forward. Let that vision set the tone. Then rise, not slowly, not lazily, but with urgency and conviction, because the world doesn't need more people drifting. It needs people like you awake, aware, and on fire with purpose. You are the captain. The morning is your compass, and today is your ocean. Choose your direction before the world chooses it for you. The power of setting goals. Imagine the power of starting your day by reviewing clear, specific goals. Before the noise of the world infiltrates your mind, before distractions dilute your focus, you take a moment to reconnect with what truly matters. That single act of intention, goal setting, can alter the trajectory of your entire life. Consider the example of Thomas Edison. He didn't stumble upon greatness by accident. His success wasn't a stroke of luck or a random gift from the universe. Every morning, Mr. Edison approached his day with purpose. He knew exactly what he aimed to achieve. His goals weren't vague dreams floating in his mind. They were tangible, specific, and written down, each one crafted as a deliberate step toward the future he envisioned. When you write down your goals, something powerful happens. You're not just jotting down to-do lists. You are declaring your commitment to your future self. You are making a contract with your own mind. Goals are not merely wishes, they are commitment, and commitments, when honored, become reality. The difference between a life of mediocrity and a life of mastery often lies in this simple habit, the daily review of specific goals, not once a year, not once a month, every single morning. Visualize this. You pull out a notebook or journal. You write down the 3 or 4 most important things you must accomplish today. You picture their completion vividly. You feel the pride, the progress, the forward momentum. That simple ritual doesn't just prepare you mentally, it primes your entire subconscious to notice opportunities, resist distractions, and summon the energy needed to take action. This isn't fantasy, it's neuroscience. The brain is goal-seeking by nature. When you give it a target, especially one reinforced by writing and visualization, it begins working in the background, filtering information, making decisions, guiding behavior. It's as if you've turned on an inner compass, one that points steadily toward your desired future. Mr. Edison understood this. He didn't start his day aimlessly. He began with questions, challenges, experiments, intentions, and every invention, every breakthrough was a result of this habitual clarity. His achievements weren't isolated moments of genius. They were the results of structured, focused, daily effort. What's stopping you from doing the same? You don't need to invent the light bulb to live with intention. You need only decide today to reclaim your mornings, to treat them as sacred, to recognize that before the world tries to hijack your attention, you have the chance to shape your destiny. Write down your objectives each morning, not just long-term visions, but short-term steps. What must be done today, what action, however small, will move you forward. And once you've written them, don't stop there. Visualize their completion. See yourself finishing that presentation, making that difficult call, writing that proposal, taking that walk, reading that chapter. The clearer your mental image, the stronger your emotional drive, because your subconscious mind does not distinguish between imagined reality and actual reality. It responds to emotion, clarity, and repetition. The more vividly you see your success, the more likely you are to achieve it. This is why top athletes visualize victories, why elite performers rehearse triumphs in their mind before stepping into the arena. You are no different. Your life is your arena. So ask yourself, what are your goals for today? Are they written down? Are they clear, actionable, meaningful? Or are they just floating ideas, waiting for the right mood or moment? Don't wait. Create the moment. Your daily goal-setting habit is not just a productivity hack. It is a way of life, a declaration of who you are and who you're becoming. Over time, these small moments compound. Days become weeks, weeks become months, and suddenly you've built something extraordinary, not by chance, but by choice. Remember, the future does not arrive fully formed. It is shaped in the quiet of the morning, in the ink of your pen, in the images of your mind. Begin each day as Mr. Edison did, with clarity, purpose, and a refusal to drift. You have the power. Use it. Set your goals. Write them down. Visualize their completion, and then go make them real. 3. Harnessing the morning momentum. Momentum is a mighty force. It's the silent engine that powers great accomplishments, the invisible push behind a productive life, and it begins the moment you open your eye. The earliest hours of your day are not just minutes on a clock. They are the launch pad of everything you will do, feel, and achieve in the hours to come. Harness the energy that comes from a productive start, and you create a chain reaction of success. Look to the past for proof. Industrial magnates like John D. Rockefeller didn't stumble into success. They engineered it day by day, hour by hour, and their secret weapon, early morning productivity. Long before the world stirred, they were already in motion, turning intention into action and dreams into blueprints. Mr. Rockefeller understood a golden principle. Starting strong creates unstoppable momentum. When you begin your day with power and clarity, you build speed. That first task, especially if it's the hardest one, becomes a catalyst. It sets a tone. It tells your mind, I am in control. I make progress. And with that one win, the rest of the day starts to obey your command. You carry that feeling of accomplishment like a torch, lighting up every other task in your path. Imagine the difference. One person wakes up, stumbles through breakfast, and finally starts working by mid-morning, already feeling behind. Another wakes with purpose, identifies their most demanding task, and finishes it before others have even begun. Who do you think feels more confident, more energized, more in control? That's the magic of momentum. Once you feel it, it propels you forward with almost no resistance. The psychology is simple. When you complete something difficult early on, you trigger a reward response in your brain. That sense of achievement releases dopamine, a chemical of motivation and drive. You don't just feel good, you feel powerful, and that power spills over into everything else you do. Meetings feel more purposeful. Even small tasks are handled with sharper focus. But momentum doesn't just boost productivity, it reduces stress. When you face your biggest challenge head-on and conquer it early, you free your mind from the anxiety of avoidance. You no longer carry the weight of unfinished business. Instead, you replace potential stress with solid victory. You move from a mindset of defense to one of offense, and that shift can redefine your entire experience of the day. Winning your morning battles is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing discipline over delay, action over anxiety. It's about creating a pattern of movement that becomes a rhythm and eventually a way of life. One small act of courage in the morning can ripple into massive outcomes by evening. So what's your first battle? Is it a tough conversation you've been putting off? A complicated report that requires deep focus? A workout that challenges your willpower? Whatever it is, face it first. Not after you've warmed up, not when the timing feels perfect, first. Because the truth is, waiting doesn't make hard tasks easier, it makes them heavier. The longer they sit, the more they drain your energy and attention. But when you do them early, you lift that weight off your shoulders and give yourself the freedom to move. Let your morning be a declaration. Let it say, today I am not waiting for momentum, I am creating it. Remember this. The way you begin determines how far you go. Your energy, your discipline, your momentum, they all start with a choice. And the most powerful choice you can make is to begin strong. Win the morning. Win the day. 4. Building resilience through daily habits. Life will test you. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly and often when you least expect it. Yet within this truth lies an extraordinary gift. Every morning offers a fresh opportunity to strengthen your resilience. It's not just the dawn of a new day, it's a battlefield for your inner growth, a sacred hour to prepare your mind and spirit for whatever lies ahead. Few understood this better than Winston Churchill. At the helm of Britain during the darkest days of World War II, Mr. Churchill stood unshaken while bombs fell from the sky and uncertainty loomed across every horizon. His strength didn't arise by accident. It was forged through discipline, clarity, and a relentless refusal to give in. Churchill's mornings were not idle, they were purposeful. He greeted the day not as a routine, but as preparation for leadership under fire. Resilience is not some trait reserved for the chosen few. It's a skill, a muscle that grows stronger each time you challenge it. And like all strength, it's built through consistent effort. Each morning, you are given the chance to train that muscle. The question is, do you take it? Begin by embracing small challenges with intention. Take the cold shower. Walk when it's easier to sit. Finish what you start. These may seem like simple actions, but they are not insignificant. They are quiet declarations to yourself that you are capable, disciplined, and willing to do what others will not. In the small acts of discomfort, your resolve is forged. Resilient people do not wait for adversity to strike before preparing. They train daily. They meet inconvenience with a proactive mindset. When something goes wrong, they don't ask, why me? They ask, what now? This shift in perspective is the cornerstone of mental toughness. It's not about being unaffected by struggle. It's about being unbroken by it. Setbacks are not interruptions in your path. They are essential steps along it. When you begin your morning with the mindset that challenges are opportunities, your response to hardship changes. You stop resisting pain and start transforming it. This is how character is formed, not in ease, but in endurance. Make this your morning ritual. Before the noise of the world enters, sit with yourself. Breathe. Reflect. Ask, what can I do today to grow stronger? Then act on it. Don't wait for comfort or the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. Whether it's a difficult conversation, a hard decision, or a delayed gratification, lean into it. Understand this. Resilience is not born in grand gestures. It's built in quiet discipline. It's the decision to rise when you'd rather sleep. To continue when quitting would be easier. To stay grounded when the winds of life try to knock you off course. Churchill once said, "Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." And that courage, it begins each morning. It begins with how you meet the day before it meets you. The strength you cultivate early each day becomes your armor. It stands by you when life gets loud. It reminds you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. It doesn't promise ease, but it ensures readiness. So when the trials come, and they will, you won't shrink. You'll rise already prepared, because you've made resilience not just a reaction, but a daily ritual. Each morning you are offered a choice. Build strength or let the day shape you. Choose the former. Let every sunrise be your forge. Let every challenge be your training. And let every moment of discomfort be your preparation for greatness. Resilience is not found. It is created. One morning at a time. 5. Belief shapes reality. Your reality is a reflection of your deepest beliefs. The world you experience, the results you achieve, and the limits you perceive, they all begin in the quiet chambers of your mind. It's not the outside world that determines your success. It's the thoughts you allow to take root every morning. Henry Ford, a man who redefined industry and transportation, understood this better than most. He famously said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." In that simple truth lies the blueprint of personal achievement. Mr. Ford didn't build an empire because he had more resources than others. He built it because he believed he could. Belief was his engine, and discipline was his steering wheel. Each morning you are given a blank canvas, a new opportunity to shape your life. And it begins not with action, but with belief. Before you set goals, before you dive into tasks, you must align your mind with the possibility of success. You must believe that what you seek is possible, that you are capable. Start your day by affirming your belief in yourself, not in a vague, wishful way, but with conviction. Stand in front of the mirror if you must. Speak the words aloud. Say, "I am capable. I am focused. I am worthy of success. I will overcome challenges. I create value." This is not arrogance. It is alignment. You are aligning your inner world with the outcomes you desire. Because if your subconscious mind is filled with doubt, fear, and limitation, it will sabotage your progress at every turn. But if it's filled with belief, purpose, and clarity, it will work as your most powerful ally. Morning affirmations are more than motivational phrases. They are commands to the subconscious mind. When repeated with emotion and consistency, they rewire the brain. They shift your identity from one who hopes to one who knows. Belief does not guarantee ease, but it guarantees endurance. It is the foundation upon which all action rests. When belief is strong, failure becomes a stepping stone. Setbacks become signals, not stop signs. Your mind stops asking, "Can I?" and starts asking, "How will I?" Think of all the great achievers in history. They faced criticism, doubt, opposition, but their belief in their mission, rooted deep in their morning rituals, carried them through storms that would have broken lesser spirits. They didn't just wake up and work. They woke up and believed. When you begin each day with self-belief, you stop looking outward for permission. You stop waiting for conditions to be perfect. You stop needing validation. Instead, you create your own momentum. You clear the mental fog of uncertainty and walk into your day with purpose and precision. And here's the truth. The mind does not distinguish between imagination and reality. What you vividly imagine and emotionally affirm, it accepts as truth. So if you feed it belief, it will generate action aligned with that belief. It will notice opportunities. It will fuel perseverance. It will silence inner resistance. But if you allow doubt to take hold each morning, you're planting weeds where flowers should grow. Your morning is your mental workshop. It's where you decide what kind of person you will be and what kind of life you will build. Do not leave it to chance. Claim it. Seek life into it. Speak power into it. Let belief be your compass, because ultimately your reality is not written by fate. It is authored by belief. And belief begins with a choice you must make each and every morning. So choose wisely. Choose strength. Choose clarity. Choose to believe. And watch as your world begins to shift accordingly. 6. Cultivating passion and purpose. Passion is the fuel for extraordinary achievement. It's the fire that burns beneath the surface, quietly driving bold actions and courageous dreams. Without passion, even the most well-planned path can feel hollow. But with it, every moment becomes meaningful, every setback becomes bearable, and every morning becomes a call to greatness. Walt Disney didn't build a kingdom of imagination through strategy alone. He built it with passion, relentless, visionary, undying passion. Long before there were theme parks, feature-length animations, or iconic characters, there was a man with a dream so vivid that no obstacle could dim its light. Mr. Disney's mornings were not clouded with doubt. They were illuminated by purpose. Each day he reminded himself of the joy, wonder, and hope he wanted to bring into the world. You too carry that spark. Maybe it's buried beneath layers of routine or dulled by the weight of responsibility, but it's there. And every morning gives you a chance to reignite it. Ask yourself, why did I begin this journey? What vision once stirred my soul and made me move with urgency? What legacy do I hope to leave behind? These are not questions for the idle mind. They are the questions that bring you back to your core. They reconnect you with what matters most. Because passion, when nurtured, has the power to transform ordinary days into meaningful adventures. Each morning, before you step into the world, take time to reconnect with your purpose. Revisit the dream, speak it aloud, see it in your mind. Remind yourself of the lives you wish to touch, the change you want to create, the story you are writing with every decision. Passion isn't about constant excitement. It's about consistent direction. It's not loud or flashy. Often it's quiet, steady, and deeply personal. But when you feed it, it becomes unstoppable. It becomes the energy that fuels action even when motivation fades. It becomes the reason you keep going when the road gets rough. Think of passion as a fire. Left unattended, it flickers and dies. But tended to every morning, it grows, radiating warmth and light into everything you do. This is why your mornings matter so much. It's not just the tasks you plan or the goals you set. It's the why behind it all. The emotional fire that fuels the engine. Obstacles will come. There will be long days, failures, moments of fatigue. But when your actions are rooted in passion, those moments lose their power to break you. Because you're not just working for a paycheck or a title. You're building something meaningful. You're pursuing a purpose bigger than comfort. Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. And where does that courage come from? Passion, the kind you must return to each morning, the kind that reminds you that your journey matters. So before the noise of the world creeps in, give yourself that gift. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, reflect on your mission, feel the emotion behind your goals. Let that feeling fill your chest, sharpen your focus, and guide your first steps. When you nurture passion daily, you awaken an inner drive that can't be manufactured or faked. It's real, it's raw, and it moves mountains. It whispers to you in moments of doubt and shouts in moments of triumph. It makes you resilient, focused, and deeply fulfilled. Every great achievement in history was powered by passion, and yours is no different. So start your day not just with plans, but with purpose. Let passion be the pulse of your morning. Stoke that fire and let it carry you toward your life's ultimate purpose. Because a life fueled by passion is a life that cannot be stopped. 7, continuous learning and growth. Commit to learning something new each morning. In the quiet hours of dawn, before the noise of the world rushes in, You hold the key to your own evolution. There is no greater investment you can make than the one you make in your mind. And the most powerful way to grow is to embrace the discipline of learning daily, deliberately, and with curiosity. Abraham Lincoln, though born into modest means and with limited access to formal education, became one of the most intellectually agile leaders in history. He spent his mornings reading, reflecting, and absorbing ideas that would later shape a nation. His wisdom didn't come from privilege. It came from persistence. Mr. Lincoln understood that every morning was an opportunity to expand his perspective, refine his thinking, and prepare his soul for the weight of leadership. You don't need grand resources to follow his path. You need only the willingness to show up to your books, to your questions, to your curiosity. Lifelong learners are not defined by diplomas or titles, but by a mindset. They look at each sunrise and ask, what can I discover today? Whether you read a chapter of a book or practice a new skill, the act of learning each morning sends a powerful message to your subconscious. I am still growing. I am still becoming. I am not done. That mindset is your greatest asset in a world that is constantly evolving. Morning learning does more than build knowledge. It sharpens your mind. It strengthens your focus. It creates momentum for the rest of your day. And most importantly, it keeps your ego in check. The learner's mindset is humble. It knows that no matter how much you know, there's always more to understand. Think of your mind like a blade. Without regular honing, it dulls. But with consistent sharpening, it becomes precise, adaptable, powerful. Each morning, with just a few minutes of intentional learning, you keep your blade sharp. You become more effective in your work, more thoughtful in your conversations, and more resilient in your challenges. Adaptability is no longer optional, it's essential. And learning is the gateway to adaptability. The more you know, the more you can pivot. The more you grow, the more you can lead. Those who stop learning become rigid, fearful of change. But those who learn every day become confident in uncertainty. They trust their ability to adapt, to solve, to rise. Make it a habit. Set aside 10, 15, 20 minutes each morning. Choose your source of wisdom. It could be a biography, a philosophy, a new language, or a practical skill. Don't just skim, engage. Take notes, reflect, apply. Let learning be a living experience, not a passive routine. Growth is never accidental. It doesn't happen in the rush of reaction. It happens in the stillness of intention. When you sit down in the morning with a mind ready to learn, you are choosing to shape who you become. You are designing your future one idea at a time. So ask yourself, what did I learn today? How did I stretch my thinking? What idea can I carry with me through the rest of the day? Abraham Lincoln didn't become great overnight. He became great through years of quiet study, relentless curiosity, and deep reflection. His mornings were not moments of distraction. They were moments of transformation. Let yours be the same. Begin each day, not just by waking up your body, but by awakening your mind. Commit to the habit. Embrace the mindset, and watch as every morning adds a new layer to your strength, your wisdom, and your legacy. Because the person who learns every morning is the person who leads every day. 8. Adaptability in adversity. Your flexibility in adversity determines your success. Life will rarely go according to plan. The unexpected doesn't ask for permission. It arrives unannounced, demanding your response. And in those moments, it's not strength alone that carries you forward. It's adaptability. The ability to bend without breaking, to shift without losing purpose, is the mark of enduring greatness. Look to the lives of successful entrepreneurs. Their triumphs were not born from perfect conditions, but from the power to adapt when conditions changed. They didn't resist change, they mastered it. They understood that unpredictability is not the enemy, but the invitation. The invitation to grow, to pivot, to rise. Markets fluctuated, trends faded, crises came, yet they endured. Why? Because they trained themselves to respond, not react, to see solutions where others saw setbacks. Your morning routine should include this training. Each daybreak is more than a fresh start. It's a rehearsal for life's uncertainty. Use the quiet of morning to build mental flexibility. Ask yourself, what might challenge me today, and how will I meet it with calm and clarity? Visualize yourself adapting. Prepare not just for success, but for resilience. Adaptability begins with mindset. If you view change as disruption, you'll resist it. But if you view it as direction, you'll embrace it. The most successful individuals don't just survive change, they harness it. They don't mourn the loss of old plans, they build new ones, better ones, aligned with reality. Train your mind to spot the opportunity inside adversity. When something unexpected arises, pause. Don't panic. Instead, ask, where is the growth here? What advantage is hidden beneath this obstacle? This perspective isn't natural, it's practiced. And the best time to practice is each morning before the world makes its demands. Imagine stepping into your day prepared not only for what you expect, but also for what you don't. That's power. That's freedom. When your mind is rooted in adaptability, you stop fearing change. You start using it. You become agile. You move with the current, not against it. Make adaptability part of your morning ritual. Reflect on past situations where you grew through uncertainty. Write down one way you'll stay flexible today. Remind yourself you don't need control. You need clarity. Clarity of purpose. Clarity of mindset. With that, you can adapt to anything. The truth is, life will always test you. Plans will unravel. People will disappoint. Circumstances will shift. But if you meet each morning with a spirit of openness and adaptability, you won't just endure. You'll evolve. Let every challenge become a stepping stone. Let every setback become a setup for something better. When you adapt, you grow. When you grow, you lead. And when you lead through adversity, you become unstoppable. Embrace change not as a threat, but as a teacher. Begin each day ready to adjust, to flex, to rise, because adaptability doesn't just help you survive, it helps you thrive. And thriving, after all, is the real measure of success. Mindset of gratitude. Gratitude shapes perception. The way you view your world is influenced not by what happens, but by how you interpret what happens. And nothing refines that interpretation more powerfully than a grateful heart. Begin your morning with gratitude, and you lay the foundation for a day defined not by lack, but by abundance. Eleanor Roosevelt, known for her wisdom and inner strength, made gratitude a daily practice. In the face of personal trials and global crises, she chose to focus on what was good, right, and worth celebrating. That habit didn't just lift her spirits, it strengthened her character. It allowed her to lead with compassion, speak with purpose, and influence the world with grace. Her secret wasn't just resilience, it was gratitude. Each morning you have the same opportunity. Before the noise of the day clouds your thoughts, take a few moments to reflect. Ask yourself, what do I have today that I once hoped for? What simple joys surround me? What lessons have I learned through difficulty? In asking these questions, you reframe your life not as a series of burdens, but as a collection of blessings. Gratitude fosters a positive attitude. It's more than a feeling, it's a perspective, a lens through which you see your circumstances. And that lens changes everything. When you focus on what's going well, you train your mind to find the good in every situation. You stop taking things for granted. You become more present, more hopeful, more alive. This mindset doesn't just elevate your mood, it improves your mental health. Studies show that people who practice daily gratitude experience less stress, better sleep, and greater overall happiness. Why? Because gratitude shifts your attention from what's missing to what's meaningful. It quiets the inner critic and awakens the inner peace. Relationships thrive in the soil of gratitude. When you appreciate the people in your life, you connect more deeply. You listen more intently. You forgive more easily. Gratitude strengthens bonds because it reminds you of the value others bring into your world. It says, I see you. I appreciate you. You matter. Obstacles lose their sting when viewed through the lens of appreciation. A setback becomes a teacher. A failure becomes feedback. A delay becomes a hidden gift. Gratitude transforms the narrative. Instead of asking why me, you begin asking what is this teaching me? And that shift opens doors where walls once stood. Make it a habit. Start each day by writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand. Often, the small things carry the most beauty. A warm cup of tea, a kind word, a breath of fresh air. Let these acknowledgments set the tone for your day. Gratitude is magnetic. It draws goodness into your life because it focuses your energy on what is working. And when you focus on what is working, you naturally build more of it. So, before your feet hit the floor, pause, reflect, give thanks. The world may not change, but your world will. Because when you begin with gratitude, you begin with power. And from that place, success flows naturally. The world remembers those who act bold. Innovators like Nikola Tesla didn't merely dream. They acted upon their visions each morning, creating legacies that changed the world. Your actions today will shape your tomorrow and define your legacy. Each day, ask yourself, how will my actions today impact my legacy? Take deliberate steps daily towards meaningful accomplishments. Greatness isn't merely contemplated. It is acted upon decisively. Let every morning motivate you toward decisive action, confidently knowing your dreams are within reach. Now is your moment. Embrace the morning and transform your life. Win the morning and you will surely win the day.